I was just on a coaching call with one of my clients and I told her to quit all her goals. Now, this advice may sound completely counterintuitive to you, and you may feel that why would somebody tell anybody to quit their goal? Isn't that everybody always says? You need to know your goals and you need to have big, massive goals, and you must chase those big, massive goals. And that is the only way you can have success in your life. Well, I'm here to tell you that from my personal experience, that's just not true. You see, initially, when I started my journey as a person, as somebody who wanted to achieve things in life, I would stick to my goals. I would write down my goals ferociously and I would chase them ferociously. And I would listen to every motivational speaker that would say, yes, you gotta sacrifice to be able to achieve all your goals. You gotta sacrifice your relationship. You have to sacrifice your friendships. You have to sacrifice your health. And I followed all that advice until one day I realized that I had no real friends, that the relationship I was in, I was miserable in it. I was waiting for the person to leave every single day so I can just be without them. I was miserable in my health. I wasn't taking care of my energy levels at all. And my life, beyond the success, beyond the money, was nothing compared to the life that I wanted. You see, your life is not a set of goals. Your life is made of moments. Moments like this. A moment is happening every single day in every beautiful way. When we create this chase of goals, when we associate our joy and happiness to these goals that we borrow from the world around us, we forget to enjoy the joy of life. We forget to truly cherish for what is. We forget to really enjoy for what's available to us that we can really lean into and truly, truly be happy and truly be joyous. And that in itself must be the goal. So I was talking to this client and she had borrowed a goal because, popular narrative, we were on a business call and the client asked me a question saying, hey, how is it that I can make $200,000 next year or in the next 12 months? That's what my goal is. And I asked her, where does this goal stem from? I had no intention of telling her to make her goal less or forget about her goal. I just simply wanted to understand, where is it that this goal comes from? So I asked her, where does this goal come from? Why do you want to make $200,000 next year in the next 12 months? And where are you starting from? How much money do you make right now? And this client shared the number that she made and shared also why it was so important to her to make the $200,000. Now, funnily enough, the reason why she had picked the number 200,000 is because that's a popular number that people throw around. And my invitation to her was this.
I want to earn 100K. And I say, well, no, half of that goes to taxes, so it needs to be 200K. And it's like, oh, come on, that's ridiculous. How are you going to do that in a year's time? And then it's like, well, I've had this training so long, you just need to do it. And then there is something like, I might just do the same as until now, where I say, yeah, I will do this, I'll do this, and the years go and I haven't done it, and I'm still just a little bit further, but not where I said I was going to be or that I want to be.
The reason why one would resist, hey, I can make 100K, 200K, 500K, $1 million, is because it is not in the realm of reality for what you've experienced as of now in your life, right? And what happens is, while our belief can travel as further as we want, not our belief, but our mind can, our dreams can, our desires can, when it comes to action, because there's a dissonance, there's such a big difference between where you are and where you want to go, that our mind just says, that's just ridiculous. That's not going to happen, right? So the way to really train and untrain your mind is not to say, here are my big desires, I'm going to get there tomorrow. What you want to do is you want to have your mind believe small things every day, or small things every week, every month, something like that, something that is more believable. So here is what I mean by that. If, let's say, your annual income, the highest ever that you ever achieved was 36K, right? Let's say then you start with your goal not at 100, 200K, because your mind is going to say, you're bullshitting me, right? It's not going to stick to the plan. You say, I'm going to make 45K, right? It's in the realm of reality, 40K, whatever is in the realm of reality for you, right? The reason why we want to push through the current goal and push it to a new realm of reality is because that's how our beliefs are really broken. Our beliefs is like something that is surrounding us and we are like in the middle, right? You got to create a dent in that belief system for it to expand. And for it to expand, you can't try to put such a big dent that it will not break for you, right? So what you're doing is you're simply saying, okay, my highest was 36. Let's say I'm going to put my goal at 36 because this is a new career. I'm not saying you have to do that, but whatever feels real, that feels like I can actually do it, right? The reason why you want to start there is because you're retraining your financial thermostat, as we call it. Everybody has a financial thermostat, consciously or unconsciously, and it needs to be broken through for you to be able to actually achieve those financial numbers. Your mind your energy immediately dissociates, like it immediately suspends itself because you tell it's something that is so out of its financial thermostat, you're like, that's not going to actually happen, right? If you set your financial thermostat to say, well, I'm going to make 36K this year, 25K this year, whatever that is, that your mind goes, that sounds okay. That sounds reasonable. That sounds like I can do it, right? What will happen is that your mind now is not blocking you. Your belief is not blocking you. Energy is not blocking you. And once you create the movement and you get somewhere close to the number, now you can push the number. Is this making sense?
Yes, it does. But then what comes is like, well, then if you just go like that, you're not going to grow very much.
That's not true. That's not true. So here's the thing. So what's the expectation of growth for you? Do you think you will go from 0 to 200K in the first year in a new career that you've never done before?
No, but I'm not, I'm talking about together with what I'm already doing, and not from 0 to 200, but even from where I am to 200, it's like in 1 year. That's
so growth, or whatever is growth that you've defined, Carmen, is an expectation that you're set with no basis in reality or no basis in even how universe works, right? Because it's an expectation. It's not something that you know for sure. What you are responsible for, and what all of us are responsible for in our reality, is to give ourselves an opportunity to actually grow, not associate our growth to a number, to a place, to a number on the scale and all that stuff. And as a coach, you must know that as well. You can't have your clients chase a number. It will only lead to unhappiness. What you want your client to, have a number. Say,
okay, all right. So can you explain that? Because I do have a problem with numbers, but then I think, no, this is how it's done. So I play the game.
So but what the numbers, there is this. So yes, absolutely. So numbers are there as a compass, is to say which direction I want to travel, what's important to me. Okay.
Yeah.
So for example, if you say making 200K is important to you, that shows your compass currently says that finance is important to me. Right? Now, let's say if your goal was, I want to work with 20 clients. Your compass says something else. It's not about the money. It's about the number of people I'm working with. Completely different action steps, right? Yeah. If your compass says, no, what I really want to do is maybe make the same amount of money, but I really want to get extremely fit this year. Well, your compass is saying something else. So your goals, the numbers that we put on the scale or on a financial digit and so forth, are just compasses. They just simply define which direction I'm going to travel most, or what's going to be important to me in the coming 6 months, in the coming year. And then the action becomes more important than the compass or the direction of the compass. Because there is no way, or in any realm of reality, can anybody with certainty say that you will make X amount of money if you did Y amount of things. It's not possible. Right? Because there's too many nuances, there's too many variables. There's no way anybody can say with certainty that you will make X amount of money if you did Y amount of things. Yeah. Right? They can say this will likely to create these outcomes, but again, they are likely to create outcomes. Use the numbers as a compass. Don't use it as a definition of success or of growth. Growth is when you are making and creating movement in the direction that is slightly or significantly uncomfortable. You are growing every single time you do that. Till the time you're not succumbing to what your reality is right now, you are growing. The pace of growth is often something like this, we think growth is going to come like this. And that's not how growth comes. Growth usually comes like this. It feels boring and shitty and feels like you're stuck in something for a long time. And then something clicks, something turns. Your mindset suddenly shifts, your energy shifts, the right person shows up in your reality. There's so many reasons for somebody's growth, and suddenly you go up like this.
Mm-hmm.
And then again, it becomes shitty for a while. And that's okay. That's the part of the journey. That's how growth really is. I'm pretty certain, Carmen, that is how growth is happening in your life right now. Something happened, or someone happened, or someone showed up, and suddenly you were like, holy shit, everything's working better suddenly, right? You can't even identify what the hell happened. You're like, I've been practicing this mindset for years, but today is finally it worked, because that's how it works. When your mindset is fully shifted is when the change happens. And you will not know when the mindset is fully shifted, because it's not only conscious, it's subconscious.
Yeah.
So don't discount yourself by putting a growth number and saying, that's how I'll define growth. Choose growth every day and you are going to be okay.
So can I drop the number totally?
It is your choice.
I mean, forget about the number.
It's a personal choice. You must choose what will give you the courage to keep creating momentum in your life. Whatever that is. If everyday growth gives that, that's what it is. If everyday habits does that, that is what it is. Being present does that, that is what it is. A number does that, that is what it is. It's not about what is it that is giving you the power, the confidence, the self-awareness to create movement. It's the self-awareness to create movement. So whatever creates movement, I don't care. If it's a number, let it be a number. If it's not a number, it's not a number.
I mean, that is a huge difference, because I often thought, well, I don't care how much money I make. What I want is to live in my dream home, to be free to travel, to have enough money to give it away, to help, and so on and so forth. I don't care about the number. And then with the number, I always had a friction, a problem. So it didn't. So if you are telling me I can just drop that number, you are giving me a lot of space.
If you are somebody who is setting goals just because the world says so, if you're setting goals just because it is cool to have such goals, if you're setting goals because everybody around you have been talking about goals, well, I invite you to get curious about why that is so important. What is really important to you? Is it the goal that is important, the feeling that is important, the outcome, the way you live your life? What is more important to you? And based on what is important to you, let that decide the goal. Let that be the goal. Let that be the driver of why you do something. And you will find yourself doing those things a lot more consistently. You will find yourself doing those things a lot more powerfully. And you will find that in every moment that you do those things, you are more joyous. If you do decide to have goals and you decide to chase them because it gives you joy, well, the next video is for you to help you understand how to achieve your goals.